Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We offer stories of infidelity, betrayal, and redemption. Please like and subscribe. Cheers. Now, on to today's story. Wife cheating again? Suspicion. Update: thank you all who responded and reached out, it means a lot. Wife has been staying with a friend, and still hasn't admitted what she did, hasn't denied it any further either. I'm not sure that I need her to admit it. I know and accept what I saw is the truth. I wanted to believe her so bad, I was questioning my own reality, and needed a sanity check. I'm not interested to know any further details about what happened at this point, it wouldn't change anything. I deactivated Facebook, and went to the gym. I'm still coping and working on next steps to move on. Still accepting advice and recommendations if you have any, and I'll update again as I get through this. Less than 3. Hi all. Today we planned for my wife to pick me up from work, about an hour away, so I could leave a vehicle there. Said she would be there at 5 p.m. I checked her location, find my phone, around 4:30 to see how much time I had based on where she was, which was around 30 minutes. Over 40 minutes later I checked the location again, and it showed my wife's phone in a parking lot 4 minutes away. I called my wife and asked where she was as it's past our agreed time, and she said she didn't know where she was, and didn't want to talk because she was listening to music, and said she'd be there to pick me up in 20 minutes. I shrugged this off initially, thinking I'm being paranoid and maybe she was working on a surprise, but after 10 minutes checked the location again and her phone still showed at the park. I felt a sense of dread and pit in my stomach and felt the need to drive the 4 minutes to ease my mind. As I approached I saw our car, and another car right next to it, which were the only two in the lot. I parked behind our car, and observed a female in the lap of the driver get up and move to the passenger seat of the other car. Our car was not occupied. I got out of my car and started to approach another vehicle to try to confirm. They pulled off and the driver was a male, but unfortunately could not confirm the passenger was wife. I snapped a picture of the vehicle driving away to have a record of plates. I was shocked and didn't try to contact my wife. Roughly 6 minutes later, my wife calls from a number unknown to me. Says she left her phone in the car, and her friend picked her up to go down the street and collect cleaning fees from one of her friend's customers. I did check the location and the phone was still at park, so I do believe the wife left her phone in the car. I asked that she stay at a friend's house tonight as I was shaken up about what I think I saw. She continues to deny she did anything wrong, but my gut is telling me otherwise. Additional context: found wife sending nudes/having inappropriate conversations with 6 people back in 2020. She said nothing ever became physical. I decided to forgive, with an agreement that I'd be able to check her phone occasionally if I felt something was off and it would help ease any anxiety I had about it. I checked it a few times, maybe once a month. But for the past several months, she has locked her phone and not allowed me access. She said the idea of me checking her phone gives her anxiety, and needed her privacy. I didn't agree, but have accepted it. Before I caught her cheating, I had never looked through her phone. I found the pictures because she left a Snapchat reel open one day and was looping a picture while open and sitting on our bed, and a nude picture caught my eye. Is there a chance my wife is telling the truth about not being the person I saw in the other car? Her denial of this has me questioning my own intuition, and I want to believe her, but I'm having a very hard time giving her the benefit of the doubt due to the circumstances. We are both in our 30s, married 5 years. TLDR, wife was late picking me up, tracked her phone to nearby park where I found her car and another parked next to each other as the only cars in the lot. Movement inside other car indicated sex was happening. They drove off when they saw me, and I couldn't visually confirm wife was passenger, but driver was male. Wife claims misunderstanding, that she met her friend at the park, and they went to run an errand, and that she wasn't at the park the same time I was. Thoughts or suggestions on my next actions or how I should address this? Her anxiety over you looking at her phone is probably because of what you would find. Yep, my wife can check my phone anytime, doesn't make me nervous. Can't see why it would. Sorry dude, your wife is up to mischief. So, let me get this straight. You had plans for wife to pick you up at work at 5 p.m. At 4:30 you check her location. She's 30 minutes away. So far, so good. Past 5:10 you check again and her phone is in a parking lot 4 minutes away. Odd. You call. She doesn't know where she is, but shut up and goes away because, music. Give me 20 more minutes, presumably to drive 4 minutes away. Approximately 5:30, you check again and phone is still at park, 4 minutes away. Music must be really good. How long does a typical song last? You drive to the park. Takes you 4 minutes. Your car is there, parked next to another car which clearly has 2 people in it. The woman gets off the guy's lap as soon as they see you. They speed away. You stand in your wife's empty car for 6 minutes, then she calls from an unknown phone. Female friend had picked her up to go collect money. Apparently the good music is now done and she's bored, so instead of picking you up like you arranged, she meets up with an alibi, friend. She continues to deny she's done anything wrong. What the hell has this woman done right? Certainly not live up to the agreement from her last batch of cheating. Why was she in this park in the first place? Plus, no woman I know leaves her phone in the car and takes off with a friend. That alone is highly suspect. And why take off with a friend, abandoning your car and phone, when you know your husband is waiting for you to come get him? None of this makes any friggin' sense. Maybe you couldn't 100% ID her in the car, but she's like the kid standing next to the open cookie jar, with crumbs and chocolate all over her face, who then denies she ate the cookies. You didn't see her put them in her mouth, but is there really any doubt? There is zero chance she is telling the truth about not being the female in the other car. You want to believe her? You want to give her her privacy back? You want to stay with this poor excuse for a human being? If you stay, you're now going to get cheated on to an exponential degree, as she will then know she can get away with anything. If you must stay for now, start acting like her. Guard your phone. Text a friend and laugh, then lock your phone when she asks/tries to look. It's a friend, nothing going on. Then disappear for hours with BS explanations. Car trouble that miraculously fixed itself. Got caught in a downpour and couldn't safely drive, on a sunny day, no less. Don't answer her texts for long periods of time, then say you fell asleep. Guaranteed, she will not like it one bit, yet she's happy to dish it out. Next actions, gather evidence of her infidelity and contact a lawyer to begin divorce proceedings. When you're ready to file, contact only happens through attorneys. Thank you. I feel bad for this guy because people shouldn't be treated like this, but your number 4 cracked me up. I'm sorry, op. She's making a fool of you. I've been there and they are pros at gaslighting. Pack it in, save your sanity. Leave and recover your peace of mind. Best of luck to you. Excellent summary of events. Sorry man, it doesn't look good for you. She was way late to pick you up because of music. Then some crazy story about leaving my phone in the car? Most people would turn around and go back home to get their phone if left behind, as it is attached to their body. She has cheated before. She is not a wife or faithful partner. Too many red flags here. It's a tough call, but follow your gut. She doesn't care about you or the relationship. Great analysis. This op has no backbone. This was awesome. Update, wife cheating again? Advice original post here. Thank you very much for taking the time to read and comment. I would be struggling way more without you. I'm going to the gym every day and trying to keep busy and spending most time outside. Therapy on Wednesday. I believe that she is cheating, and it's pretty obvious to most, but it's a very hard pill to swallow. Even though I think she's cheating, she's still denying it, and planting seeds of doubt, however small, in my brain. She has been coming to the house when I'm gone, to see our pets and whatever else. Not sure who she's staying with and I haven't asked. We have been texting minimal stuff. When she leaves the house etc. She asked if I wanted a divorce, and I told her she hasn't left me much of a choice because of her cheating and lying. She denied it again, and said that she's been on her period, and offered to send a picture of her pad. I can't believe how dedicated she is to her denial. A lot of you have suggested that it may help us both if I put in effort to prove the truth, where she couldn't deny it, or get her to admit it. I'm open to this, and I decided to visit the alibi friend at work today. We aren't close, but get along well. She hugged me but was nervous. I just said I wanted to talk and was very calm and friendly. I started asking questions, and she still covered for my wife, but it seemed forced. We also talked about how sometimes you lie for your best friend, and I respect that. That said, she slipped up several times, and her story is not straight. She surprisingly let me see her phone. Timeline did not match. No calls to / from wife before the incident, only after, which contradicts both of their stories. I mentioned this and the friend said maybe she deleted them, which I don't buy. I also took screenshots of her phone as there were 3 calls during the time period of when this happened that I can look up. In hindsight, I should have checked texts and Messenger, but didn't want to lose trust with her. We spoke for 45 minutes, and she said she wanted to help me, and would try to get me more info, and I said I'd visit again next week. Another key piece of info that she slipped. When I mentioned that I was thinking about going to see her mom, alibi friend lives with her mom, who loves me, she said her mom would be upset with my wife, and she'd probably look at the Ring camera. I pretended like I didn't hear this so as to not tip her off at the significance of this in hopes it won't be deleted if something exists. With that said, I think they only have one on the front door, and I've always gone to the back door the couple times I've been there. Should I ask her mom to show me Ring footage? Are there legit sites that could help me check these phone numbers? Any resources to help me look up license plates? Dark web? I've had a few buyers reach out but I'm super skeptical, and I imagine a lot of people in my situation are taken advantage of. If anyone has sleuthing resources and is willing to help, please reach out. Am I wasting my time trying to prove the truth for my own validation? Would it be better to let my wife get away with the gaslighting? What would you do? Edited to add, I have a 3-day Vegas trip for this weekend that was booked weeks ago. Should I tell her I'm going alone? Bring someone else? TruePeopleResearch.com. Good for getting info on phone numbers. Thank you, much appreciated. Sorry you are going through this, man. I think you need to hire a buyer that will have the resources to dig through phone calls, license plates, and locator apps and whatever is necessary. You need a peace of mind. You need to know for sure. From what you tell Reddit, it doesn't look good, but this community tends to go harsh pretty quick. Get some professional help to figure this out. Hope you enjoy the Vegas trip. Good luck. Keep us posted. Thank you, very much appreciated. I've emailed a couple buys with no response. Not much to update yet. Hey man, I'm glad you're following through with this. Not sure how I missed this update a week ago. I see you're wavering a bit and still hoping somehow to believe her. Here's my thoughts. Her having a period only means she managed to not get knocked up. Means diddly squat as to still having sex with other men. The missing phone calls on Alibi's phone is enough proof to shatter your wife's story about getting a call to run an errand, but more important, no one has been able to give you a reasonable enough explanation as to why she would ditch you at work, phone call or not, to run said errand. Even if no cheating occurred, this is a huge lack of respect. She's cheated on you in the past, so if she has no respect for you, she will cheat again. And let's face it, she already has. Take those numbers you have from the photo you took of Alibi's phone call history and find out every one. Your wife called Alibi from AP's phone, there can be no doubt. As for Vegas, I assume you've already been. Hopefully not with your wife. Hey, thanks so much for your comment. I think the post took some time to be approved. I agree with everything you said. Can you elaborate on the AP calling friend's phone? It makes sense, but would the wife have friend's phone number memorized? She was maybe without her phone? Or maybe AP knows a friend? Sure thing. Your wife sees you pull up to her car and realizes she's busted, so they take off. Her phone is in the car, so she has to use his phone to set up an alibi. Now, as you pointed out, she either knows her friend's number by heart, or the AP is already friends with alibi. The photo you took of alibi's recent calls either shows phone numbers or names, saved contacts, so that should answer whether AP and alibi were friends already. Either way, all three are in on the cover-up. Now, I'd go through with the buy. You're in a no-fault state, so cheating isn't going to matter as much in a divorce from a distribution of assets standpoint, but having solid proof in your hands will help in other ways, peace of mind and who friends/relatives believe. How have things been the past week with Vegas and all? Thanks, I appreciate the insight. Things have been good. Wife is staying with someone else and I'm taking care of myself and keeping composure. She's still denying and saying she can't see a future without me. She didn't go to Vegas, but I did go with a friend. It was fun for the most part. I'm following some leads and I've looked for a pie but haven't had much luck. Are you sure your wife saw you that night? How far was your car from her distance-wise? No, and that's what's hard for me. Lots of damning circumstantial evidence, and definitely evidence of lying. But I didn't physically put eyes on my wife in that other car. Maybe 10 feet away, but windows were tinted. All signs point to her being in there, but she's still denying as of today. She's willing to die on this hill, which is another reason to get a pie involved. You need to find out who owns that car and if there is any connection to him and your wife. They would be able to track down the numbers from alibi's call history too. I still say that the fact that you had arranged for her to pick you up and she ghosted you is on its own a massive sign of disrespect. But also consider this, you were only 4 minutes away, plenty of time for her to come get you and then head to alibi's location to collect money or whatever. Why couldn't you tag along? Because it never happened. So what really happened? That was her in the car. Wife's response to why she couldn't pick up or why she's late is the dumbest response I have ever read. Totally brain dead. But still, you got plenty of questions to ask. You two planned for her wife to pick you up, and what she does. Answers your call and says she does know where she is, but she's listening to music. Then she tells you she's going with her friend with a mobile in the car left behind. Who in their right mind makes such dumb excuses instead of saying I can't pick you up? Even a thumb-sucking kid with a free nose can make better excuses. Hope your Vegas trip went well, but I would guess your mind was elsewhere. Did she go with you? Not sure the cost, but getting a pie or other professional to do some checking or tracking for you will pay off. I may have mentioned it already, but you either need to prove she is cheating or not to ease your mind. You can't keep living like this. It will eat you up. Please keep us updated and good luck. Vegas was fun, and my wife did not go. A friend went with me instead. I totally agree, and I'm working on easing my mind for sure. It's tough right now because she's not budging on her story. I appreciate you and will keep you updated. Glad you enjoyed Vegas. It has been a few years since we were last there. Something I learned from this community is once a cheater knows you are checking up on them, they get more creative and careful in hiding their activities. My guess is she will be loyal for a while. Maybe someone can recover old, deleted texts and emails. Hope all works out for you. Update 2, wife still cheating? Advice. 6 weeks since D-Day. Wife has not stayed at the house since, and we've had very little communication. More gaslighting, empty promises of proving innocence, and manipulation. She's realizing I'm not taking the bait anymore and has gone radio silent the past couple weeks. I was able to get more proof. I visited the alibi friend, and they had a change of heart and told me everything. Affair has been going on for a year, and the dude is married with a family. Wife doesn't know that I know. Tried to get phone records, but it turns out my wife changed account ownership without my permission and the service provider says there is nothing I can do. She had all my passwords and access to everything, grimacing face. I have not spoken with an attorney or filed yet. I'm coming out of the shock stage and want to move on. Wife is willing to meet and discuss divorce terms. Anyone had success with a DIY uncontested divorce? I'm going to try to get a couple consultations lined up. What can I do to better educate and protect myself? Should I blow up the AP's world, keep it in my back pocket as a negotiation, or not mess with it? Obviously his partner deserves to know. I'm a bit scared of retaliation TBH. What would you do? Please help me not drop the ball more than I already have. Appreciate all your support. It's been rough Reddit. Tell AP's wife ASAP and see a lawyer to guide you. Yes. He needs to go on the attack. His wife is pulling strings because she knows that he will want to avoid making aggressive moves, like hiring a cutthroat divorce lawyer. Once he is on the attack, she has nowhere to go but retreat to save her ass. A good lawyer will use what she did with the phone account to gut her and may be able to force the phone company to release records. Great point, thank you. Thank you. I personally would wait until you're done with your own divorce before blowing up the affair partner's marriage because your wife may decide to be vindictive in the divorce if you F up her relationship. Thanks. It's better to wait for the divorce and pretend you're cool with it. It's hard to understand you. You caught your wife in the car with the man 2 months ago, you took your wife's phone from the car, your wife made ridiculous excuses and talked. You haven't started the divorce for 2 months, you don't know where your wife is sleeping, you haven't seen a lawyer etc. Now you need time to digest etc. If enough time passes, your wife will file for divorce that you cheated on her, hiding the evidence of her affair with AP. Fair, thank you. His wife knows that he is hesitant to make the right moves. That is all that she has, his hesitation. Once that goes away and he becomes aggressive, the AP likely abandons her to save his own ass, and the WS will spend her nights wondering where the next shoe will drop from. You're right, I need to work on being more assertive. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please comment, like and subscribe. Cheers. Have a wonderful day or night. Wherever you are.